Hello everyone, my greetings to one and all. This is the third session on employment as a challenge faced by the nation. In the previous session, you have understood the trends in employment leading to jobless growth. I am Poonam Vohra from Egypt Economics Learning Center. In this session, the discussion will be on informalization and casualization in employment. So let's begin. To understand informalization of formal sector, let's first understand the difference between informal and formal sectors. Informal or unorganized sector, also known as own account enterprises, refers to all unlicensed, self-employed or unregistered economic activity. It has poor human capital base in terms of education, skill and training, which further add to the vulnerability and weaken the bargaining strength of workers in the informal sector. Approximately 83.5% are employed in informal sector. It comprises of people like owner-managed general stores, handicrafts, handloom workers, casual workers, artisans, farmers, rural traders, fishermen, construction workers, migrant workers, drivers, domestic workers, and so on. The informal sector in India suffers from low productivity, lower real wages, poor work conditions, provision of casual or contractual work, absence of social security measures, negation of standards, denial of minimum wages, and so on. Such informal sector is growing rapidly. In comparison to informal, the formal sector refers to licensed organizations, that is, those who are registered and pay goods and services tax. These include the public traded companies, incorporated or formally registered entities, corporations, factories, shopping malls, hotels, large businesses, and so on. The formal sector possesses good human capital base, implying that people or employees are educated, possess various skills including technical, managerial, and other professional skills. Approximately 16.5% of people are employed in formal sector. Available data suggests that within the formal sector also the proportion of unorganized or informal workers are on increase. As per NSSO employment data, the country is currently in a state of informalization of formal sector, where the entire increase in employment in organized sector has been informal in nature. The reason for fall in employment are privatization and disinvestment in the public sector. Existing production units are reducing excess labor to remain competitive, and firms are adopting new technologies to remain competitive, which are generally capital intensive in nature. As per NSSO, 94% of the workforce has been contractual during 2014-15. This expansion of informal sector has adversely affected employment and income security for the larger majority of the workforce, along with the market reduction. Over the last 4 decades, there has been a considerable shift in favor of self-employed and casual wage work, moving away from regular salaried employment towards casual wage work is called casualization of workforce. As per ILO, out of the total workforce in 2018, 52.2% comprised of self-employed, 22.8% were the regular workers, and 25% were the casual workers. Over the years, it has been observed that there has been decline in the number of regular workers and increase in the number of casual workers. The reasons for casualization are: first is that agricultural workers constitute largest segment of workers in the unorganized sector. So, small and marginal farmers have become casual workers mainly due to low earnings in the agricultural sector. In organized sector, there has been a slow growth of employment. There has been an increase in demand for casual workers in expanding construction, trade and service activities. So the trend towards the casualization of labor is well established and certain to continue. Now have a look at this information, read it and answer this simple question. India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, yet its labor market is highly informal, with 62% of the country's employed population consist of casual workers, according to a report by Oxfam India. More than one-third of all the manufacturing sector workers are now hired on contract. Is it unfair for the workers? Give 3 points. Please check your answer. Yes, it is unfair to workers because casualization exposes workers to 1. Unfair terms of service and low wages, 2. Lack of social security benefits, and 3. Prevalence of job insecurity. So it has been witnessed that the process of development is associated with the following transitions. Movement of workforce is visible from agriculture to manufacturing and services sector, and service sector has been an emerging prospective employer. There has been a migration from rural to urban areas, that is urbanization. However, these transitions and mobility are associated with increased education, improving health and falling fertility rates, participation of women in work and other such factors. There has been growth in GDP but without simultaneous increase in employment opportunities. So, jobless growth is evident and hence the nature of employment has become more informal with limited social security measures. Due to changes in work methods, it has become a common practice to work from home. Occupational structure suggests that the percentage of total workforce engagement in primary sector activities has been reducing, especially after the reforms of 1991. Although urban women workforce is dependent on services and manufacturing related activities, rural women workforce are still involved in agriculture and allied sector activities. Also, trends emerging after various rounds of NSS suggest that women workforce participation as a whole is declining, especially during post-reform period. Now have a look at this bar diagram. Here the information is about unemployment among educated in 2019. You are required to analyze this diagram. Now, as per this bar diagram, the observations are: 1. Unemployment rate goes up along with the level of education. 2. 16.3% of graduates and 14.2% of postgraduates are unemployed. 3. 1.8% of individuals with primary education are unemployed. And 4. Unemployment among educated is due to skill mismatch in the labor market. I hope you have understood the informalization and casualization in employment. With this, the session comes to an end. The next session focuses on problems in employment generation. Till then, keep reading, keep learning, and keep updating yourself.